From Red Zone Weather in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Megginson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
9:49 a.m. and we have a severe thunderstorm warning in place for parts of South Alabama and Northwest Florida. No tornado warning so far this morning, but we have had some damage from these severe thunderstorms that continue to push across our local area. Right now we have this severe thunderstorm warning that extends from Atmore and Bruton in Escambia County, Alabama, all the way back down to Mobile Bay and Fairhope and Daphne, where there also is a severe thunderstorm warning. The polygon that you see on your screen right now is actually what we call a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And we'll pull up the text so you can see the Weather Service has added this destructive tag, and that's why we're coming on the air. Normally, we don't come on the air for severe thunderstorm warnings. We only come on for tornado warnings. But this is a destructive storm capable of producing 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts that's pushing across the local area. So let's talk about where it is right now. Again, this is a destructive storm potentially that could be knocking down trees and power lines. I have received word from Atmore over the last few minutes that their hospital has called a code purple, which means that they're out in the hallways. We've also had some reports in the last few minutes in Bruton that we've got schools in the hallway because of this severe thunderstorm that's pushing across the local area. And if you're in Escambia County, Alabama, Atmore, you're now behind the line of storms. Same thing in Porch. Alabama Highway 21 is right here. So at this point, we can give an all clear to Atmore, Porch, and Huxford. You're behind the line of storms. However, the nasty line of storms is approaching Bruton and East Bruton from the west. Again, destructive winds up to 70 or 80 miles per hour coming in from the west. Bruton, East Bruton, Riverview, Dixonville, Pollard, Kego, all the way out to Roberts and Parker Bridge. Severe thunderstorm warning, destructive winds possible. This is Escambia County, Florida, and Santa Rosa County, Florida. So many folks were involved in that severe storm that moved through the northern parts of these counties on Friday. And unfortunately, the same areas are under the gun from what could be 70 to 80 mile per hour widespread damaging winds pushing across this same area right now. And so what that means is if you are in Century, McDavid, back down to Molino, this is US Highway 29. The Escambia River is right here that separates Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in northwestern Florida. Nasty weather. Don't be driving in this. We want you to be inside, away from windows. And this line of storms kind of comes back into Baldwin County here. This is Baldwin County. You've got the eastern shore right here. This is US Highway 98. Interstate 10 is right here. And to be frank, it looks like the core of this storm is actually in Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in northwestern Florida. This is kind of the main part of the line. And we could have wind gusts surging out on the leading edge of this storm, producing 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. Back here in Baldwin County, the weather is still quite bad, but I think that wind gusts in through here are probably closer to 60 miles an hour. You still may get some trees down in Baldwin County over the next few minutes. And again, you certainly don't want to be driving in this mess this morning. Same thing back here in southern Mobile County. Bayou La Battery is right here. This is DIP. Nasty storms moving through areas near Hollinger's Island and DIP right now. So again, don't be on the road. That's the main message at this point. Here's a wide view across the area. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning that extends from Bruton all the way back down through Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in northwestern Florida and is now in Baldwin County as well. This cluster of thunderstorms is round number 1. We have potentially up to 3 rounds of severe weather over the next 24 hours, and this is going to be a very active severe weather period. We could have an increased tornado risk later today or tonight. For now, it's a deal where we have damaging straight line winds up to 80 miles per hour, and these storms are rapidly coming into areas like Berrydale, Jay, also Cobbtown, Whiting Field. These storms are ultimately going to end up in Pace, Milton, 5 points, and areas here near US Highway 90 in Santa Rosa County in about 15 minutes. Florida State Highway 87 is here. This is Florida State Highway 89. Florida State Route 4 is right here. There was an EF2 ranked tornado in Munson over in Santa Rosa County on Friday. And again, unfortunately, these same areas that were so hard hit under the gun again from damaging straight line winds. So if you're in northern Santa Rosa County, Florida, what I would tell you to do is be inside, don't be driving, and be away from windows. Again, this is not a tornado warning. This is a situation where we have potentially destructive, damaging straight line winds coming in from the west. So just be inside. Let us know what conditions are like where you're watching from. We certainly appreciate all the ground truth reports. Let's kind of work this line from north to south. And we'll start actually up here in Conecuh County, where the storm is under severe limits. Very heavy rain pushing into Evergreen and Castleberry from the west. This is Interstate 65, US 84, US Highway 31. Very heavy rain, lots of lightning happening in Conecuh County. But for now, no imminent tornado or damaging wind hazard in Conecuh County. This is Escambia County, Alabama. Escambia County, Alabama. Core of the storm pushing through Fulmerton, Century, areas near Bruton, Pollard, and Kego over the next 5 to 10 minutes. Same thing in Appleton, same thing in Kirkland. We had storm damage earlier today over in Appleton and Kirkland from a storm that pushed across Escambia, Conecuh, and Covington counties. Getting some new information here. Let's see what this is about. This is actually going to be a cancellation of the severe thunderstorm watch for West Alabama. So again, getting a bit of good news for West Alabama. Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties are now canceled out of the severe thunderstorm watch. So again, we can give you a temporary severe weather all clear in all parts of Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties. You're done for now. More severe weather possible a bit later in parts of Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties. Again, those counties are now out of the severe thunderstorm watch. Let's go back down into Baldwin County here. And this is just nasty weather, plain and simple. Thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms that could be producing damaging straight line winds shortly near places like Daphne, back over to Summerdale, Robertsdale, Silver Hill, Fairhope. You've also got areas near Loxley and Malbus over to Gateswood involved in this severe thunderstorm that's pushing very slowly in Baldwin County off to the southeast. Again, damaging straight line winds are the concern. Right now, if you are at the Alabama beaches, technically you are not involved in a warning. The warning is in effect for places just to your east, over near Perdido Key, back up to Lillian. This does include the Pensacola metro as well. And again, just watching the situation here in southern Baldwin County, getting some reports from down there in terms of ground truth reports. Let's go back over to Escambia County, Florida. And Landon, if you will go over, please, to LD2. I want to take that source full so we can zoom in and check on the velocity here and see exactly what we've got going on. Joined alongside executive producer Landon Barentine, we certainly are grateful for his service today. And again, the good news is I don't see anything in the way of imminent tornadoes forming along this line as I'm scanning the velocity here, all the way back down into southern Mobile County. Quite a bit. In fact, the core of this line is really impacting areas near Cobbtown, coming into Jay as well. This is really the roughest part of this storm. And again, we're watching this storm kind of push through areas near the Escambia River. Back over to LD1, please, sir. And again, severe thunderstorms pushing across the area as of 10 a.m., almost 10 a.m., about 30 seconds out. Here's your timestamp right up here. If you're in Bruton, gusty winds up to 60 or 70 miles per hour possible over the next few minutes. There is no tornado warning. No tornado warning for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida as of 9:59 a.m. Central Time, but we are tracking this potentially destructive severe thunderstorm that's pushing across the region. Could bring upwards of 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Let's go into southern Mobile County. I see that the warning has actually just been canceled for that area. But again, very heavy rain right now, extending from Interstate 10 south to Dauphin Island and areas near DIP. Bayou La Battery is here. Codin is right here. Sunny Cove, Alabama Port, Bellefontaine, Hollinger's Island. Very heavy rain, but that storm is officially below severe limits in Mobile County, Alabama. So again, good news for Mobile County. Yes, some nasty storms in the southern part of the county, but for now, the situation has improved. Let's go into Baldwin County. Very slow-moving part of this severe thunderstorm is pushing through Fairhope, Summerdale, Robertsdale. Could have, say, 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. That's what we're seeing right now, potentially in Baldwin County. But clearly the nastiest part of this line of storms is this bowing feature that's now currently pushing through really Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in northwestern Florida. Could have 80 mile per hour wind gusts in places like Jay, Berrydale, and along the Florida State Highway 87 corridor over the next few minutes. Let's actually zoom in and I'll kind of paint the geographical picture here. So again, this is Escambia County, Florida back here. This is the Escambia River that separates Escambia from Santa Rosa County. New York, Chumuckla, Wallace, places near Chumuckla Highway, places near Munson Highway on the other side of the county. You need to be inside, away from windows and doors, and you don't need to be driving. That's the key message with this. This is not a tornado warning, so we don't need you to necessarily put on a helmet or that sort of thing, but we do need you to be insulating yourself inside, away from windows. Quite a bit of lightning with this storm as well. Landon, if we can go to our lightning tracker, which is brought to you by Stolt Lightning Protection down in Pace, Florida. We'll go ahead and turn off the radar so that we can see the lightning on this. And you can see we've had 290 strikes of lightning just in the last 10 minutes in areas where this severe thunderstorm is rolling through. So again, lots of lightning, especially in northwest Florida. The lightning output has kind of tapered a bit in Escambia County, Alabama for now, but clearly in northwest Florida, quite a bit of lightning. We'll check on Baldwin County as well, from Daphne over to Gateswood, seeing 302 strikes of lightning just in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So quite a bit of lightning in these storms. Let's turn off our lightning tracker and go back to the radar. And I see we've got a new flash flood warning that's just come on the board for Mobile County. So let's look at that real quick. All of southern Mobile County, from downtown through Midtown over to the campus of the University of South Alabama, Baker High School, areas near Big Creek Lake, point south. Grand Bay, St. Elmo, areas near Union Chapel, Sunny Cove, Alabama Port, Bayou La Battery, also areas near Nabcoat. Flash flood warning for you. That is going to be on the board until 1 o'clock. So 1 o'clock p.m., flash flood warning, very heavy rain, torrential rain in fact, continues in southern Mobile County. All right, here is southern Baldwin County. And again, it's a severe thunderstorm warning that we're tracking in southern Baldwin County. Really in areas south of the interstate at this point is where we're seeing the potential for 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Landon, do you have the radar scope source? Is that available? All right, take me over there and I want to show the velocity here. And again, I'm not really seeing much in the way of a, significant damaging wind potential in Baldwin County, but really what sticks out to me on this image is this, right in through here. That is where we could have upwards of, say, 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe even up to 80, but I think that's kind of stretching it. The storm is not as powerful as it was, say, 10 to 20 minutes ago, and so we're watching this storm, again, come across Santa Rosa and Escambia counties in northwestern Florida. Let's do this. Let's go back over to LD1, and I want to give a few all clears out. If you missed this about 5 minutes ago, the severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled for Washington, Choctaw, Clark, and Monroe counties. So the severe thunderstorm watch is out for those 4 counties back behind the advancing line of storms. We'll get more counties cleared later, but Thomasville, Jackson, Grove Hill, Monroeville, Beatrice, Uri, areas near Goodway, all clear from the imminent tornado threat as of now. There may be more storms later, potentially tonight. It may be a night where we end up having to have a way to hear warnings again. I do think this probably will all be out of here by, say, 4 or 5 in the morning. That's kind of the best estimate as to when this whole saga will end. This is a long duration severe weather potential. The good news is we've had no tornado warnings so far today. And there really have been no storms that have come up to the levels that would warrant a tornado warning because most of the surface-based instability remains to the south of this warm front that we have in place across coastal counties. These storms that are moving through are mostly elevated, which means there's no surface rotation, which is good. Well, that's what we want. Now, it's not good to have damaging straight line winds, but we certainly don't want any tornadoes. And so as long as we keep the warm front to the south, hopefully that will continue to mitigate the tornado threat. We'll see how long that lasts. That's something we'll be watching. If the warm front sneaks farther inland later today, that may increase the tornado threat later tonight. Again, just a complex forecast. Hang with me. We're going to get you through it every step of the way, not only here in live coverage, but in the Red Zone Weather app as well. All right, so let's work the line from north to south. We'll go into Butler County. Hadn't talked about Butler County this morning. This is just simply rain. Rain and general thunderstorms. You're fine in Butler County. A-okay. Nothing to worry about imminently as long as you're inside, away from the lightning in Butler County. Heavier rain extending from Evergreen down US Highway 31 right now. And Range and Repton will give you an all clear. All clear for Range and Repton. Areas near Lenox as well. You're done. No more severe weather threat for now. There may be another threat later. But again, for western Connecticut County, Burnt Corn, Range, Repton, Lenox, Vocation, you're done with the severe weather threat for now. Let's look at Escambia County, Alabama, Huxford, Porch, Atmore, Pineview, all the way up to Wallace and Barnett's Crossroads. We'll give you an all clear from the imminent risk in Huxford, Barnett's Crossroads, Wallace, Pineview, Porch, Nokomis, Atmore, Boonville, all those areas in western Escambia County. You are fine. If you are in a situation where you've taken shelter, you can come out of that hiding place. In Bruton, let's give it 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes in Bruton and we'll be able to give you an all clear. The core of this storm has clearly passed to the south of us in Bruton. That's where I am and where our studio location is. And the core of this is happening in Santa Rosa County. All right, so Santa Rosa County, this is the core of the storm, the worst of the weather this morning. Again, we may have more storms later, but this is the worst of it right now in Santa Rosa County, Florida. Very heavy rain, torrential rain, in fact, extending from Mount Carmel all the way over to Berrydale, Jay, Cobbtown, New York, Whitfield, Whitingfield, Allentown, Munson. All those areas under the gun from potentially up to 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gusts. I don't really see that strong of a signature which would support 80 mile per hour plus wind gusts at this point, which is good, but still, this may be enough wind to unfortunately knock down a few more trees and more power lines. This is the last thing that this area needs. I mean, these people, you know, I went down there on Saturday and took the drone out to Munson and areas near Jay, and northern Santa Rosa County, northern Escambia County, northern Okaloosa County got walloped. We know you got walloped. I was there on the ground, and it just was horrible to see so many trees down. We had trees on houses and that sort of thing, and not good to have this severe thunderstorm rolling through at 10 a.m. on this Monday. It's going to be a very active weather week, by the way. Again, another round of storms tonight. We get a break on Wednesday and Thursday, and then more storms possible later this week. We will focus on that with time. We've got to get through this round and the round tonight, and then we can start looking later this week. But again, worst of the weather happening in Santa Rosa County. This is coming into Pace, Milton, Florida town. Let's zoom into that area. Very heavy rain, could have, say, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds in this part of the storm over the next few minutes in southern Santa Rosa County. Storms also slowly entering the north side of the Pensacola Metro. All right, so here's Pensacola, the core of the Pensacola Metro. Storms coming in from the Cantonment Paper Mill points north. All right, that's where the storms are right now. Landon, have you seen anything in the way of damage over the last few minutes? I have not, and I've been trying to kind of watch the YouTube side of things. Thanks, by the way, to everyone who's submitting ground truth reports. We certainly appreciate that. Again, just checking our live feeds to see what we've got going on. Again, you're looking at the Pensacola Metro. Let's zoom out and we'll show you a wide view across the region. This whole mess started back in Mississippi early this morning, and the first severe thunderstorm warning was issued around 5:30 this morning. Back in Washington County, we've been up and at 'em since around, say, 5 o'clock this morning. And I want to thank everyone who submitted photos, shared numerous photos over the last several hours in the Red Zone Weather app. And it is just invaluable to have all of the ground truth reports and photos and videos from across the region. So keep them coming. Y'all know the drill. If I go silent, just bear with me as we are navigating a ton of different sources here. Tell you what, let's go back over to the radar scope source and we'll show you that we've got a burst of wind happening right now just north of Milton that could be representative of a 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gust happening along Florida State Highway 87. All right, back over to LD1. We'll zoom into that part of the storm. Just a nasty storm pushing through Milton right now. And the Weather Service has a decision to make over the next few minutes. They're going to potentially extend this warning kind of downwind of this, and we'll see if they do that into southern Covington, and next county in line would be, of course, Okaloosa County. So we'll see if we get a severe thunderstorm warning for Okaloosa County. Current time 10:11 a.m. Yeah, have you had any reports of any trees or power lines down? I've seen some sporadic reports on some of these different posts. We had some damage earlier in Brooklyn, in Carolina. Trees were blocking US Highway 29. But from this particular round of storms currently pushing across our local area that you see on the screen right now, I have not had specific reports. And look, it may be a deal where, folks are still not out on the roads to the areas that have had damage. That often happens in severe weather situations. It may be one of these rural county roads that nobody has been down just yet behind the line of storm. So I suspect that we will get some reports from this. We've already had other reports this morning. And Landon, we do have a new flash flood warning. This is a new flash flood warning that's just been issued for parts of Baldwin and Escambia counties. So Baldwin, Alabama, Escambia, Florida. Let's tell you about that real quick. This includes the Eastern Shore. It does include areas near Alabama Highway 59, Loxley, Summerdale, Robertsdale, Silver Hill over to the Eastern Shore. Flash flood warning for you. And that just means stay off the roads. Turn around, don't drown. We don't want you on the roads in a situation like this where we've got numerous storms crossing our region. Let's go over to LD2, please, sir. And I'm going to step off camera quickly so that we can, again, analyze the velocity on this. That is a suspect area just north of Milton. Just to get your geographical bearings straight, you're looking at Santa Rosa County. That could represent an area of heightened rotation, but I think more likely what you're looking at is just a strong area of wind rapidly pushing off to the east. That's going to come out near Harold over the next few minutes. And look, if you're in Harold, you need to go ahead and get inside. I realize there's no warning out yet for Harold, Holt, Baker, Crestview, over to Duke Field, Eglin Air Force Base, but just know you may be about to get a severe thunderstorm warning. I suspect you will with a signature like that. We'll work the line from north to south. Again, here's Conecuh County. These are general thunderstorms below severe limits. Very heavy rain, quite a bit of lightning happening near Evergreen, Travis Bridge, up to McKenzie there in Butler County. We'll work the line in Escambia County, Alabama. If you're in Bruton, we'll give you an all clear. All clear for Bruton, as the severe thunderstorm warning has just been allowed to expire as of 10:15 a.m. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. New severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is going to be for parts of Okaloosa County. All right, so Okaloosa County, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and this goes until 11 a.m. All right, 11 a.m. This does include the Pensacola Metro, all of Santa Rosa County, every bit of Santa Rosa County, southern Baldwin County, and the western part of Okaloosa County, including areas near Baker. Let's go back over to LB1, please, sir. And this storm continues to move fairly slowly down here on the southern periphery, but it's moving more quickly up here in the northern part of Santa Rosa County, coming into areas near Munson imminently. Munson Highway, Beelandville Road. You've also got areas out here near Escambia Farms, Blackman, Good Hope, Crestview, all those areas under the gun from potentially 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts. And look, a bit of good news, and I say that very, very loosely, the Weather Service has downgraded this from the destructive tag. They've put it now in the considerable tag. And so what that means is we could have upwards of 70 mile per hour wind gusts. And look, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 60, 70, 80 miles per hour. If it knocks down a tree in your yard, if it knocks down a tree onto your house, of course, it's a big deal. And so be inside, away from windows and doors, and, you know, just don't drive right now. That's the biggest message I can give you. Don't drive. Nasty storms entering Pensacola from the north. Same thing in Pace. Same thing up in Munson, where the nastiest part of this line is. Berrydale is here. This is Florida State Highway 4, Florida State Highway 87 as well. All right, the Weather Service is going to issue a tornado warning. We're getting a tornado warning now. This is a tornado warning for parts of Santa Rosa County. So a new tornado warning is coming on the board right now for parts of Santa Rosa County. So we've shifted now. This is now going to be an active tornado warning, and I suspect that it's going to be, yeah, there it is. This also is going to include parts of Okaloosa County. And this is that area on radar that I was focusing on a bit ago. And let's see, this is going to be in effect until 11 o'clock. So again, getting out this tornado warning for Okaloosa and Santa Rosa counties, and then I'll tell you exactly who's involved in this. Harold, Holt. Those are the main areas in this tornado warning. Milton, this is just to your east. In fact, if you are at the Milton Airport, you need to be implementing that tornado safe plan now, right now. Don't wait. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Harold, be in a safe place. Holt, be in a safe place. Milligan, be in a safe place. Same thing in Crestview. This goes all the way over to Crestview. Tornado warning now till 11 o'clock. For parts of central Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. Now, surrounding this, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning in progress for all of Santa Rosa County and most of Escambia County, Florida. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning for Pensacola, Pace, Milton. From the Milton Airport back over to Harold, we have a tornado warning, and it's a possible tornado right here pushing into Harold and Floridale. Floridale, you're also involved in this. Same thing in the tiny community of Galliver right there near Holt. Milligan, right there where the road splits off to go up to Baker. You're involved in this tornado warning as well. This does include the western part of Crestview as well. So that's who's in the tornado warning, and you need to be putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west, exiting Milton, going out toward Harold. All right, so possible tornado coming into areas near Harold imminently over the next few minutes. Do you have our graphics up for what to do during the tornado? We need to show folks in Harold, Holt, and Crestview and Gallagher what to do right now. Let's go there. If you can get underground, that's great. But if you can't, that's okay too. We want you to be on the lowest floor, away from windows, putting as many walls as you possibly can between you and the outside world. Grab a helmet, something to protect your head. That is very important, and it's something that you need to do now, right now. Don't wait, all right? Don't play with this thing. It's a tornado, a possible tornado anyway, and it's coming into Harold. Let's go back over to LD1. Possible tornado is basically at Harold right now. The radar data is just a bit delayed because of how Doppler radar and the dissemination method works. But this possible tornado is basically coming into Harold now. This is along the railroad tracks east of Milton, very near or just to the east of the Milton Airport, which is right here on the eastern side of town. We had a tornado warning, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was on January 9th or 10th in this same area. Possible tornado coming into Harold over the next few minutes. You're looking at Santa Rosa County, Florida, and Okaloosa County in northwest Florida. And what I can tell you is that you do not, under any circumstance, need to be driving right now on Interstate 10 from Crestview over to Milton. So no travel right now on Interstate 10 over to Milton from Crestview. And Landon, do you have the box source up? If you do, I'd like you to take it. And let's see. All right, tell you what, let's go back over to the normal view. There we go. And again, zooming in on this possible tornado in Santa Rosa County. Let's go over to the velocity view and we'll show you exactly where this thing is. I'm going to draw it real quick on the telestrator here. Here's your counterclockwise circulation. It looks just like that. So your possible tornado could be somewhere right in through here on the north side of Harold. But it doesn't matter. If you are in Harold, no matter where you are, north side or south side of Interstate 10 and US Highway 90, we need you to be in a tornado safe place. Again, lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you possibly can between you and the outside world. Grab a helmet or something to protect your head. This is moving just like that, straight toward Holt. Holt has had several tornado warnings over the last few years, and we have yet another tornado warning for the community of Holt in Okaloosa County. This also does include areas near Milligan, and Baker technically is not included in this polygon. Here's Baker up here. This downtown area of Crestview is right here where the word is, but we note that Antioch Road, which is right here, you've got the elementary school, which is just south of the interstate right here. Those areas are involved in this active tornado warning. And again, we encourage you in the western part of Crestview to be in a tornado safe place now, putting as many walls as you can between you and the potential tornado outside. Now, let's zoom out quickly, and I want to show you a wide view across the region. This is northwest Florida. Core of the storms are currently moving through northwest Florida and also southern Baldwin County. Here's southern Baldwin County right here. This is an active severe thunderstorm warning. And you see the word considerable right here. What that means is we could have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts imminently in parts of southern Baldwin County near Orange Beach, Bon Secour, Foley, Mifflin, Perdido Beach, areas near Perdido Bay, Olno Island, Lillian, and Seminole. All right, those are the areas under the gun in Baldwin County. Here's Escambia County, Florida. Quickly, storms are entering the northern part of the Pensacola Metro. But again, we are here because of this tornado warning that continues for let's see, the next 37 minutes for parts of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties in northwest Florida. Again, active tornado warning. Milton is not included. Pace is not included in the tornado warning. No tornado warning precautions needed in those two cities. Now, again, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning in Pace and Milton, but the tornado warning is to your east, over here in the eastern part of Santa Rosa County, specifically for the community of Harold. All right, so Harold and Holt over on the Okaloosa County side, you need to be away from windows. Again, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Let's go back over to LD1. And the good news is for Alabama, for Escambia County, Alabama, I should say, the threat has diminished, and there is no more warning for Escambia County, Alabama. Same thing in Covington County. You're okay for now. No warnings for now in Covington County. I see the Weather Service has upped the threat. The severe thunderstorm warning has been changed. This is now a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, meaning the Weather Service believes that we could have 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts yet again in parts of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. So the storm kind of exhaled, now it's inhaling again, meaning it's getting more intense. And we want you to be inside, away from windows, in Pensacola, in Jay, all the way back over to Munson, Baker. Baker, in fact, is just above that possible tornado warning. And I say possible tornado warning, it is a tornado warning with a possible tornado. And you can see the polygon. Baker is just out on the north, but Milligan is in. If you're in Milligan, you need to be putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Possible tornado is here at Harold, coming into areas near Holt over the next few minutes. And again, you're looking just at the core of this tornado warning. I have seen nothing in the way of damage over the last few minutes, but that doesn't mean much because I know that the folks in Santa Rosa County and Escambia County, Florida have been doing the right thing and being inside and away from windows and doors. Let's go back over to LD2, please. And let's pass along some more good news. If you're in Walnut Hill, we'll give you an all clear from the imminent threat. Same thing in Burnville, same thing in Century and Bratt. You are done for now with the imminent threat in those locations. So again, just to repeat, Bratt, Walnut Hill, Davisville, McKinnon, Century, Burnville, all clear for now. The storms are now to your south and to your east. Possible tornado is at Harold right now, pushing into areas near Floridale. I know that we've got a lot of folks in Floridale who watch very regularly, and we certainly appreciate that. If you are in Floridale, Florida, be in a safe place. Again, helmets on now. Don't wait. Could have a possible spin-up tornado coming into areas near Holt over the next few minutes. And I see that there's kind of a interesting signature on the north side up here. Let's see if we can kind of put that in motion and watch the signature as it develops. Yeah, there it comes, and no doubt about it, we'll back this up a bit. You can see what prompted this tornado warning. If we back it up, right there at about 10:18 is when the Weather Service decided to pull the trigger on this tornado warning. Landon, if you will, let's go back over to LD1, please. And again, looking at this possible tornado at Harold right now, coming into Holt, about to cross from Santa Rosa County into Okaloosa County. Again, just watching these feeds here, y'all bear with me. Let's go back over to LD2. Nasty part of this storm is also coming through Munson. All right, so if you're at Munson, a severe thunderstorm warning does continue for you. The core of the line has now passed Florida State Highway 87, the north side of 87 anyway, from Milton up to the state line. And so we can give a tornado and damaging wind all clear to Dixonville, Fidelis, Berrydale, Whitfield, NAS Whitingfield, and also areas near Cobbtown. Those areas are now back behind the core line of storms, and the imminent threat of wind has passed. Same thing at Jay and Mount Carmel. You're done for now. Done for now in Jay and Mount Carmel in the northern part of Santa Rosa County. Thank you to everyone who's submitting reports in the comments below. I really appreciate that very much. It helps us know what's happening where you are on the ground. So keep that up. We certainly appreciate that very much, actually. Let's go back over to LD1. And a nasty storm is pushing into Pensacola. You don't need to be on the roads right now in Pensacola, Florida. You want to be off the roads, no driving right now. As we come up on 10:30 a.m., a possible tornado is at Harold, coming into Holt in Okaloosa County. Harold is in Santa Rosa. We've got Holt in Okaloosa. And the good news is I think this is broadening out somewhat, but again, possible tornado is pushing into areas near Holt over the next few minutes. So we could have a tornado at Holt coming in. Tell you what, let's look at one thing I haven't looked at. I want to go back over to the debris tracker and just make sure I don't see any debris that's being lofted into the sky. We're so fortunate to have dual polarization radar. What in the world does that mean? It means that we can see when debris is being lofted into the sky by tornadoes. So in other words, when we see a debris signature, we know that a tornado is down. And right now, I do not necessarily see anything that would support debris. So that is good news, but nonetheless, there still may be quite a bit of damaging winds, even if a tornado is not down in Santa Rosa or Okaloosa County at this point. Again, stay sheltered in Holt and also in areas near Milligan and Crestview. You're looking at Okaloosa County right now. Just to kind of set the scene, and I'll step on camera for this briefly. Northern Okaloosa County is here. This is Okaloosa, this is Santa Rosa. Crestview is out of the polygon except the western part of town near the elementary school and Antioch Road. Antioch Road is in the tornado warning polygon, and so we need you to be in your safe place now. If you're near Antioch Road, US Highway 90, or Milligan, be in a safe place. Possible tornado is coming in from the west. Let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. And here's a wider view of the tornado warning. Here's some good news. Again, Milton is now out of the tornado warning. The core of Milton, downtown Milton, was never included in this tornado warning. But for areas near the Milton airport, the imminent tornado threat has ended. All right, so all clear from an imminent tornado threat at the Milton airport. Let's give it 1 to 2 more minutes in Harold. I think that the core of this has passed you to the east, but I want to give it 1 to 2 more minutes in Harold, and we'll give you an all clear. At Holt, you're under the gun. All right, tornado coming in, possible tornado coming in, crossing the county line near the railroad tracks and the fisheries right there, very near Interstate 10. No driving on Interstate 10 from Crestview back over to Milton. You can't be driving right now. And again, it is a situation where we've got ongoing severe thunderstorms, even if you're not included in this tiny, and it is a tiny, tornado warning polygon. Again, just to clarify, for folks in Pensacola, Pace, Pea Ridge, or Milton, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning, but not a tornado warning, meaning we could have upwards of 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts over the next few minutes. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect, I believe, until 11 a.m. Yeah, 11 a.m. So we've got at least 30 more minutes on this, and the possible tornado at Harold and coming into Holt, that warning is also in effect until 11 a.m. We're going to see if the Weather Service decides to extend this downwind into downtown Crestview in a matter of moments. And again, y'all know the drill. If I step off camera, if I go silent, y'all just bear with me. Got 400,000 things going on in this studio as we continue to track this possible tornado at Holt, coming into areas near Milligan over the next few minutes. So if you are at Milligan or you know someone that would be in the tiny community of Milligan in Okaloosa County, call them, text them, tag them in the comments below, and let them know they're in an active tornado warning over the next few minutes. This is not a classic tornado signature, but right in through here is the best guess for where the possible tornado would be, right at the community of Holt, right there on the railroad near US Highway 90 and Interstate 10 that connects Crestview over to Milton. So again, if you're at Holt, certainly be in a safe place. And for folks that are downwind of this in areas near Milligan and also the southern side of Baker and the western part of Crestview, be in a safe place. It's moving just like that. So over the next few minutes, this possible tornado is going to be coming into areas near Crestview. Show you a wide view across the region, and again, this mess of thunderstorms, it's quite a mess, has been pushing to the southeast. It's going to continue to push to the southeast, and as it comes into a better environment, we may see more in the way of possible tornadoes as this comes closer to the coast, specifically here in northwest Florida over the next little bit. So again, watching this line of storms push in from the northwest, pushing off to the southeast. Let's go over to LD1. There we go. So again, Santa Rosa County, about 2 more minutes if you live near the county line. I'm comfortable enough at this point to give Harold an all clear from the imminent tornado threat. So again, for Harold, we'll give you an all clear from the imminent tornado threat. You may have some gusty winds over the next few minutes in Harold, but the imminent tornado threat has come to a close. Possible tornado is clearly now in Okaloosa County near Holt, and this is going to come into areas near Gallagher Road and also areas near Milligan over the next few minutes. We'll see what the Weather Service decides to do with this. I'm looking at some data off camera, and I just suspect they're probably going to let this go and probably issue a severe thunderstorm warning downwind of this, because the rotation signature, I should say, is not what it once was when it was back in Santa Rosa County. So what that means for you, if you are in places like Escambia Farms, Blackman, Good Hope, Baker, Crestview, also areas down here near Mary Esther, Fort Walton Beach, those areas are under the gun from potentially 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts. I think the Weather Service is maintaining their 70 mile per hour wind gusts. You can see the max wind gusts here in the warning text, and that means it's a considerable damage threat. And so trees and power lines certainly may come down as this core line of thunderstorms pushes through. I also should mention that this is coming into Pensacola now. Very heavy rain, torrential rainfall is now inundating the Pensacola metro. So again, you're looking at southern Baldwin County back here. This is southern Escambia County, Florida, Pensacola metro. Gusty winds up to 60 or 70 miles per hour possible over the next few minutes. You're also looking at Santa Rosa County. Worst of the weather happening now in Pace, Florida Town, Milton, areas near Avalon Boulevard, back down to Garson Point, Tiger Point, also areas near Gulf Breeze. Worst of the weather about to come in to those areas. And what I mean by that, we could have upwards of 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts as the core of this storm comes in. Current time, 10:38 a.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Landon Barentine with us on this Monday morning. And unfortunately, we have another round of thunderstorms coming in later tonight. I realize that we still have this active tornado warning in Okaloosa County for areas near Holt and Milligan, but Landon, if you will, take me over to the graphics, and I do want to show the projected radar. Before we get there, this ongoing severe thunderstorm watch does continue for south central Alabama and northwest Florida. West Alabama is now out of the watch. Here's the projected radar. I want you to watch what happens. We get a break in the late afternoon and evening hours, and then we'll have more thunderstorms tonight. All right, more thunderstorms coming tonight. This is a projection, not what's happening right now. This is what's coming. Break potentially late afternoon, early evening, maybe all the way 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And then watch what happens. Overnight, we could have more thunderstorms. And that will be most likely the last round of thunderstorms that we have in this particular sequence of severe weather. Back over to, let's go over to LD1, please, sir. and this is actually going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just coming on the board. This is going to be for the remainder of Okaloosa County. All right, so all of Okaloosa County is now involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning. The Weather Service is calling this a destructive storm, meaning we could have 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Okaloosa County. This goes to 11:15 a.m. Just sent out that alert to our friends in Okaloosa County, and we're watching this storm right now that's back in really Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County, kind of straddling the line. Let's go back over to LD2, please, sir, and we'll show you this text on this. Again, the Weather Service is calling this a destructive severe thunderstorm capable of producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. There also could be some small hail in this. Core of the storm working its way near Alabama Highway 137 from the junction there at Highway 29 back down to Wing. You've also got areas here near Baker involved in this zone where we could see upwards of 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And again, this is a destructive storm potentially coming into Crestview. Regardless of if there's a tornado down, we know that this storm is producing 70 or 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which is why the Weather Service has blanketed not only Okaloosa County, but much of eastern and southern Santa Rosa County in this destructive severe thunderstorm tagged warning as well. So what that means, Milton, also areas near Garson Point. You've got areas out here near Dickerson City. You've got areas near Tiger Point, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Muddy Ford, areas near Pensacola Beach. All of those areas could see the core of this thunderstorm produce 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. What may be happening in through here, this storm is kind of coming into a better environment, and so this storm may be strengthening somewhat, and that's why the Weather Service has opted to issue this new destructive severe thunderstorm warning, I should say. We also note that coastal Alabama remains involved in a severe thunderstorm warning until 11 a.m. So about 19 more minutes for Orange Beach and Gulf Shores. Here's southern Baldwin County. You've got US Highway 98, Alberta, Foley, Magnolia Springs. The weather is terrible right now, but the core of the danger is more near the Alabama beaches, near Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Fort Morgan, back over to Perdido Key, right there near the Floribama as well. Could have upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. Here's Pensacola. If you're watching from Pensacola, the weather is at its worst. This is the worst that the weather is going to be today. There may be more storms tonight after dark, but this is the worst it's going to get all day. And we could have upwards of 80 mile per hour wind gusts capable of knocking down numerous trees. Santa Rosa County, Gulf Breeze, be inside. The core of the storm's coming in now. Here's Milton and Pace. Same thing at areas near Pea Ridge, areas near Pace High School, Avalon Boulevard. You've also got areas near Bennett Russell Elementary School. I was there just a few weeks ago. If you're near there, this is the worst the weather is going to be all day. Tornado warning continues for the next few minutes for areas near Milligan, really under the gun from this possible tornado, but I tell you, that has really broadened out, and this is more of a damaging wind threat. And so instead of focusing, kind of honing in on the tornado warning, we're looking more at the overall situation at large. And I see that we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued for all of Walton County. The Weather Service in Tallahassee calling this a considerable damage threat, upwards of 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. That warning also includes all of Holmes County and part of Washington County over in the Florida Panhandle. So Walton, Washington, Holmes County. New severe thunderstorm warning for you. Let's zoom out and show you a wide view across the region, and we'll kind of do a reset here. As of 10:43 a.m., we have severe storms moving through northwest Florida. All clear at this point for Washington County, Alabama. Washington County, Alabama. Clark County, Monroe County. Also areas near Butler County and Escambia County, Alabama. All those areas inland get an all clear. You are done with the imminent severe weather threat in those specific zones. So again, you're done. No need to worry about weather until later today and tonight. We get a brief break. That's the best we can hope for in a situation like this, a long-form severe weather event. And I should mention as well, one thing that is incredibly helpful, if you can do for me, is tag folks that may be not as weather aware as you. What we found when we've done some research is that if you're watching my stream or any other stream, weather related, you probably have a heightened interest in weather. That's most folks. Not all of you, but most of you have kind of an interest in weather. And what we found is that you can be the hero. You can help get this information out. And the core danger zone right now is in Okaloosa and southern Santa Rosa counties, where we have these destructive, potentially severe thunderstorms producing damaging straight-line winds. That's the main concern right now. I realize that we have this ongoing tornado warning until 11 o'clock, but again, the main deal here is damaging straight-line winds. I cannot find a tornado signature at this point, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Weather Service goes ahead and calls the tornado warning, or cancels it, I should say, in the next little bit. And so damaging straight-line winds, clearly your main concern across northwest Florida as of 10:45 a.m. on this Monday. More storms on the way later today. So let's kind of work the line from north to south. We'll start in the north. Let's go back over to, I'll tell you what, keep it on there, and I'll work it from this machine. Thank you, sir. Again, Covington County, Butler County, Crenshaw County, and South Alabama. Same thing in Conecuh and Escambia. All clear from the imminent severe weather threat. There is no hazard right now across inland areas of southwest Alabama. However, we do have ongoing extensive issues potentially in parts of northwest Florida. The northern part of this line of storms is coming into areas near Laurel Hill, Campton, Auburn, Florida, not Auburn, Alabama, but Auburn, Florida, north of Crestview right now. And so if you are near Florida State Highway 85, which is right there in Okaloosa County, we need you to be in a safe place inside. This is not a tornado warning for those areas, but it is a potentially destructive severe storm moving in from the west. Here's central Okaloosa County. You've got Crestview in the middle part of your screen. Worst of the weather all day happening right now in Baker and Milligan. This previously tornado warned storm, again, it's more of a deal where we probably have damaging straight line winds coming through Baker and Milligan. And so don't be driving, be inside, away from windows. Core of the line about to come into Crestview over the next 5 minutes. The rain is really about to pick up. And no need to panic or worry or stress really hard. We just need you inside. That's the core message here. Anytime we go live, I always get concerned about folks, kind of really having a good bit of anxiety. But this is not one of those situations in that as long as you're inside and away from windows, you're going to be just fine. All right. So we don't want you near windows as we have a destructive storm. And there's the cancellation. Just as I suspected, the tornado warning has officially been canceled. All right, so all clear from an imminent tornado threat in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. You are DONE with the tornado warning. So in its wake, we have this ongoing, potentially destructive, severe thunderstorm pushing across northwest Florida. Here's the southern part of the line, southern Santa Rosa County, Milton, Pea Ridge, Avalon Boulevard, also areas out here near the Milton Airport. This is the worst of the weather all day. This is the worst it's going to get. Conditions will rapidly improve very shortly. Same thing on the north side of the Pensacola Metro. Yes, you've got heavy rain, but things are about to get better. Much better, in fact. Gonzales, Car City, areas near Inslee. The Inslee Walmart is right here, the campus of the University of West Florida. Things are about to get better. The worst of the weather is to your south. Pensacola Metro, this is the worst of the weather all day for you. All right, this is the worst it's going to get. There may be more severe storms overnight, but in the daytime hours, this is the worst it's going to get. Very heavy rain, gusty winds. Have you been watching the comments? I have not on Facebook. I want to know specifically if we've got any damage, and so we certainly don't want you to go outside, but if you can, kind of see from your safe place inside your house or business, if you've got damage, be sure to please let us know in the comments below as we are watching those. Again, thanks to everyone who's sending in ground truth reports. Nasty storms also affecting areas near Perdido Key. This is out here near, not Barano Park, areas near Ono Island. as well. Inner-arity point is right here. Worst of the weather all day. It's going to get better from here. So again, tracking this line of storms pushing across northwest Florida. And normally, and let me just kind of step on camera to deliver this part of the message because I feel like this is very important. Normally, we do not come on the air for severe thunderstorm warnings. And the last thing that I want anybody to do is think that we're going to do this every time we have severe thunderstorm warnings. But we are going to try to do it more when we have these potentially destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. And the Weather Service has been so proactive in adding these tags to these severe thunderstorm warnings. We get a dime a dozen of these in summer. And a lot of times it's just really tough to, cover severe storms in the middle of summer that kind of pop up and fade away very quickly. This is different. This is a core line of thunderstorms that's working its way across our region, and we could have widespread damaging winds. And so in addition to the tornado warning that we covered a bit ago that has since been canceled, we're also concerned about damaging straight line winds. And so that's why we're on the air covering this. When we have a destructive severe thunderstorm, we want to make sure that we're kind of delivering information to you as it is more of an urgent situation when we do see these destructive tags on these warnings. All right, so enough about the technicalities. You want to know exactly what's happening. And so let's go ahead and zoom in. First thing I need to show you is this, and the Weather Service is maintaining that destructive tag. We could have 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's the concern right now in the Pensacola metro. Same thing down here in Gulf Breeze, Pensacola Beach, Fort Pickens. Same thing, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Could have potentially some small hail in the mix as well, up to, say, dime size. I really don't see a hail signature with this, but we could have some small hail in the mix as well. Lena, if you'll go over to the radar scope source, I do want to show this. I don't see anything in the way of an imminent tornado threat. There's nothing there. So you're not going to have a tornado over the next few seconds anyway in northwest Florida. You may in the next few minutes for all I know, but in the next few seconds, you're okay. I don't see anything in the way of a developing tornado. You may have damaging straight line winds capable of knocking down trees and power lines imminently at Crestview. Storms coming through Crestview right now. In fact, I see that we've kind of got a Boeing feature up there. Let's go back over to LD1, please. And watching this storm coming through Crestview, this is the core of the storm today. We could have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts at Crestview, Auburn, Florida, Duke Field. The storms have not really reached Fort Walton yet. There is some heavy rain down here. Destin, areas near Eglin, also areas near Niceville. Heavy rain, but the big storms are on the way from the north. And ahead of these storms, we note that NWS Tallahassee has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning. I say it was new, it was issued about 8 minutes ago for parts of Walton, Holmes, and Washington counties over in the Florida Panhandle. So Walton points east, severe thunderstorm warning for you. If you'll take me back over to LD2, please, sir. Tracking these storms in northwest Florida could have some, say, dime-sized hail shortly in areas on the south side of Harold. You see that higher value of reflectivity there in the middle part of your screen. Maybe up to the size of a nickel, perhaps, but more likely in the neighborhood of dime-sized hail near Parkerville and Holt, maybe even Floridale over the next few minutes. Let's go back up to Crestview. This is arguably the most concerning storm at the moment. Crestview got walloped the other day, on Friday, on the 10th. There was a gas station, a Tom Thumb, or it used to be a Tom Thumb, now it's a Cumberland Farms, whatever that is, but it was a Tom Thumb as recently as last year. And that Tom Thumb, the outer overhang over the gas pumps got destroyed. That was on the north side of Crestview there, just down from the courthouse and from McDonald's there on the north side. Intense storms coming into areas near Florida State Highway 85 from Crestview, also in areas back up near Auburn, Campton, and Laurel Hill. This is the worst of the weather coming through Okaloosa County. Now, hey, one thing I haven't done in the last few minutes, let's give some all clears. It's always a pleasure to be able to give an all clear, and we can do that now for the following communities: Jay, New York, Chumuckla, Pace, Whitingfield, Berrydale, Whitfield, Allentown, Cantonment, Molino, areas near Munson, all clear. Same thing at Rowville. If you're at Rowville, the worst of the weather is done. Point Baker, you got a lot of lightning, but the imminent tornado and severe thunderstorm threat at Point Baker, which is on the north side of Milton, you get an all clear at Point Baker. Let's give it a few more minutes in Milton. We'll be able to give you an all clear in about 5 minutes, but for Pace, 5 points, Molino, Cantonment, Beulah, Bellevue, Seminole, all clear. Same thing for the Alabama beaches. Now, again, the weather is horrible, but from the imminent threat of damaging straight line winds, we will give you an all clear at Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Same thing at Perdido Key. Landon, have you seen anything in the way of reports over the last few moments? I have not either, which is good. That's what we want to see. Again, all clear for Pace, all clear for 5 points. More storms possible later. So when I say all clear, don't be misled. We may have more storms later, but for much of Santa Rosa County, we can now give you an all clear. Pace up the Chumuckla Highway up to J, all clear. And all inland areas of southwest Alabama. Let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. And inland areas, all clear. Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, Covington, Butler, Escambia. More storms possible later and tonight. But for now, all clear, which is good news. It's a joy to be able to give all clears. You know, I can stand up here for 2 days straight if I need to and talk about tornado warnings and all that, but it really is a good feeling to be able to give all clears, because I know that many of you have severe weather anxiety, and we want to be able to, you know, provide that reassurance for you that it's over. And it's over for now anyway across inland areas. By the way, Mobile County, all clear for Mobile County for now. There may be storms later, but for all of Mobile County and Baldwin County at this point, you're done. The core of this has pushed to your south, and we will give you an all clear temporarily in Mobile and Baldwin counties. And so, Landon, with that said, I think it's prudent to go ahead and just extend this for all of South Alabama and really down to coastal Alabama. You're fine. This is more of an issue now for Northwest Florida exclusively. And so let's zoom in there. And this is coming out of the Pensacola Metro, coming to the south toward Gulf Breeze and Pensacola Beach imminently. Be in a safe place, inside, away from windows and doors. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning, so you don't need to put on a helmet necessarily, but we do want you to be inside, away from windows. I see that we've got a report of a water spout that has just happened south of Gulf Shores. That certainly lines up with what we see on radar as nasty storms. Here's Gulf Shores right here. This is Baldwin County. Alabama Highway 59 is here. Orange Beach is right here. So the water spout was somewhere here south of Gulf Shores. Lines up perfectly with what we're seeing on radar. Stronger storms to the south of the Alabama beaches now. Olno Island, Floribama, Innerarity Point, Perdido Key, storms to your south. Loud and proud storms to continue. The severe weather threat for now has come to a close in those communities. Coming up on 11 o'clock in about 2 minutes. By the way, you see that we've got seconds up here now, not just our minute, but we now have seconds up there on one of our radar systems, which is nice for me to be able to see in terms of what we're doing in studio with timing. And again, no tornado warnings. That's the good news. No tornado warnings as of 10:58 a.m. I tell you what, these storms mean business right now out over Escambia and East Bay, east of Pensacola. By the way, the core tornado threat has come to a close. I say tornado, the core damaging wind threat is what I meant to say. That has come to a close across the Pensacola Metro. So yes, you're going to have nasty storms continue over the next few minutes, but the core of the storms have pushed through Pensacola at this point. And for the city of Pensacola, Florida, we'll give you a temporary all clear. More storms possible in Pensacola later, but for Pensacola and Pace, all clear. And at this point, it's prudent to, we can do the same in Milton. All right, so Milton, all clear. You're done with the imminent threat of damaging straight line winds. What we're doing, we're clearing out communities behind this batch of thunderstorms as it continues to rumble to the east. And so watching this situation in northwest Florida with vehement intent, and just like what we saw, several minutes ago, we could have a pop-up tornado warning. It's not impossible. We're not out of the woods just yet. But it is a situation where the tornado threat is rather low. It's not zero, but it's low. So that's a good thing compared to the risk of damaging straight line winds. It is now 11 a.m. here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Landon Barentine, where we are tracking ongoing severe thunderstorms. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for the next 15 minutes for parts of Northwest Florida. I'm going to step off camera and we'll work the line together from north to south. Let's go over to LD2, please, sir. And we'll give you kind of a play-by-play of what's happening right now. The core of the storms in Okaloosa County are now in the eastern part of the county, from Laurel Hill extending down 85 back down to Crestview. If you are in Dorcas or Deerland, areas near County Road 2 in eastern Okaloosa County, this is about to be the worst of the weather for you all day today. More storms possible tonight. If you're in Crestview, still having quite a bit of lightning, quite a bit of thunder and very heavy rain. Looks like there's a bit of a lull in the heavier rain right now in Crestview for some parts of the city anyway, but just be inside. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for the next few minutes. I see we've kind of got a bowing feature there on the reflectivity, and yeah, there it is. I'll draw that out on the telestrator for you right here. That's a kind of a weak bow echo pushing toward Florida State Highway 85 over the next few minutes. And for folks near Eglin Air Force Base and Duke Field, we need you to go ahead and get inside. Just be away from windows. No need to, panic or worry or anything like that. Let's put this in motion so I can get a better grasp. There was the tornado warning earlier. That has since gone, and the tornado warning has been canceled. And I tell you what, let's switch to our Eglin Air Force Base radar. Go over to LD1 for a second while I set this up. Thank you. And what we're doing is selecting a different radar site here. Yeah, there we go. So if you'll take me back over to LD2, we can show you the velocity, which you're gonna see a lot better. Again, an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning continues for Okaloosa County. Strong storms also pushing into Navarre right now from the north. And so nasty storms coming through Navarre. Let's zoom in there. This is southern Santa Rosa County. The Gulf Breeze Zoo is right here. This is US Highway 98. Would not want to be out on the Garson Point Bridge right now from southern Santa Rosa County there south of Milton and south of the Avalon Boulevard exit. Garson Bridge, do not want to be traveling right now. Again, this is just a big blob of heavy rain and gusty winds. Could have upwards of 70 mile per hour winds shortly near Pensacola Beach and areas near Oriole Beach, and also near Tiger Point as well over the next few minutes. So again, just be inside. No need to have a helmet on or anything like that. This is just I say just a severe thunderstorm. It could be producing 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts. So you certainly want to be inside. You don't want to be on the roadways. And it looks like this storm has become a little bit more hot as it's coming into Niceville. Let's focus on this because this could be part of the storm that's becoming a little bit more pronounced. And let's go over to LD1 and we'll zoom into this same area because this is the Mobile radar. Tell you what, let me go over to the Eglin radar, which is what we're using. The Mobile radar, of course, is in Mobile at the airport. The Eglin Air Force Base radar is actually over in Walton County. And so looking at a better vantage point, we could have some hail shortly in Niceville in Okaloosa County. So again, talking about Okaloosa County, maybe up to dime-size hail with a reflectivity signature like that, maybe 70 or 80 mile per hour wind gusts capable of knocking down trees and power lines in Niceville over the next few minutes. Again, this new severe thunderstorm warning for Okaloosa goes until, I believe it's, 11:15. So a few more minutes on this, and this is quickly going to get out of here. All right, we're almost done for the morning round anyway. We've got several more rounds of active weather on the way, but for the morning round, once this clears out of Okaloosa, we'll give an all clear for the whole region. Can't do that just yet. And for folks in Niceville and Eglin Air Force Base and Destin, we need you to be inside, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. Just don't be near windows. No need for a helmet. This is not a tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, but we'll keep with it as we continue to track these storms in northwest Florida. If you missed it a minute ago, we gave an all clear to our Alabama counties. Mobile, Baldwin, Escambia, Covington points north. Yes, the weather is bad. I realize it's horrible. I get that. But the imminent damaging wind threat and potential for a tornado or two will exist for the next few minutes anyway in parts of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties in northwest Florida. So zooming into this area, here's Fort Walton Beach right here. Mary Esther is here. Here's Navarre. Horrible weather at Navarre right now, but the good news is I don't see a tornado developing at Navarre. That's good news. Up to Crestview, nasty storms pushing through right now. Again, here's northwest Florida. Landon, let's go back over to LD2. Thank you. Big shout out and big thanks to Landon Barentine, who not only is here today, but got to give him a lot of credit. He was here the other morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's just tough. That's tough on anyone. And so, Landon, we appreciate your service. And tracking this line of storms pushing across Okaloosa and Santa Rosa counties. So again, we're down to 2 counties at this point that have any tangible risk of danger from these storms. And if you're in Crestview, just let's give it a few more minutes, but about 5 more minutes, you'll be done in Crestview. But for now, just hang inside. Don't be driving in Crestview. By the way, if you missed it, Milton, all clear. Pace, all clear. 5 Points, all clear. Same thing in Pensacola, Warrington, NAS Pensacola, Perdido Key, also areas near Gonzales. Cantonment, you're done with the worst of the weather for now. More storms possible later tonight. Again, focusing on Navarre. Let's change over to the velocity view. Yeah, and that's good. I don't see anything that would suggest an imminent tornado threat. There could be wind up to, yeah, look at that, 52. That's radar sampling, so it may be higher or lower than that, but just looking at this, along the leading edge of the storms, we could see 40, 50, 60, 70 mile per hour winds. The Weather Service is continuing to tag this with a destructive tag. So that means we could have trees and power lines come tumbling down. Again, watching this situation in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. Let's go back up to Covington County briefly. Here's Covington County, Alabama. This is the northern tier of that same line of thunderstorms, and quite frankly, it is not severe in Covington County right now, so that certainly is a good thing. Yes, you've got torrential rainfall just south of Andalusia along Alabama Highway 55 going down to Florella and Lockhart, but it really becomes more of a powerful storm right there near the state line, near Laurel Hill, back down to Campton along Florida State Highway 85. Just be inside in those places. Same thing over here in the western part of the county. Blackman, Good Hope. You've also got areas near the Blackwater River State Forest, Beaver Creek, Hurricane Lake. Just be inside. Ongoing severe storms, especially near Good Hope and Blackman in northern Okaloosa County. The core of the line, though, continues to plow through now northeastern Okaloosa County and extends down here. This is the Eglin Reservation. And when I say that, what I mean is this is all federal government property. Nobody really lives out here. Hang on to LD2 right there, Landon. I just want to show the folks this. Where you see this purple on this map, this is the Eglin reservation. And right now that purple designates areas where we could have upwards of, say, dime-sized hail and very heavy rain and a good bit of wind in those storms as well, coming into Duke Field and areas near Niceville over the next few minutes. (11:09 a.m.) We'll zoom in. Here's Santa Rosa County. Let's go back over to LD1, please, sir. And here's southern Santa Rosa County. Worst of the weather today in Pensacola Beach over to Navarre. It's about to get a lot better, quite frankly, in those places near the zoo, Gulf Breeze Zoo, and also near Navarre. But again, core storm coming through Okaloosa County into Fort Walton shortly. Heads up, Fort Walton. Heads up, Niceville. Heads up, Destin. Be inside. No driving right now in those areas, as we could have gusty winds, damaging winds coming into Deerland and Dorcas as well in Okaloosa County. This is going to be out here near that rest area on Interstate 10. This is going to cross at Mossy Head, the county line, and go into Walton County. Damaging straight line winds. The Weather Service continues to suggest 80-mile-per-hour winds. It's possible, looking at the signature, not sure how likely 80 is, but it doesn't matter. If you get a 60 or 70 mile per hour wind gust and it knocks down a tree and it comes down on your house, which has happened a lot over the last few days with these storms, it's a big deal. So be inside, away from windows. Yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for everyone who continues to tell us what you see. I've said it before, I'll say it again. We have so little in terms of observations, in terms of what we can see here in the studio. We talk about this all the time. We can do this all night long, but all day long. But you are our eyes and windows to the world. And so thank you to everyone who has reported what's happening in your location in the comments. That is immensely appreciated. I go back after these events and I go through every single comment if I can. Sometimes Facebook won't let me see all the comments for some reason, but most of the time I'm able to go through and see timestamp when things happened, and that's good. So thank you, I really appreciate that. Tracking storms in Okaloosa County right now, extending from Florella in Alabama right there near Lake Jackson, all the way back down to Crestview. Could have, looking at this, it looks more of a deal where we're probably gonna have lower, slightly lower winds anyway, on the northern end of the county, and maybe slightly higher winds down here in the southern part of Okaloosa County. Niceville, hear me out, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with this storm coming in from the west. So be in a safe place, lowest floor, no need for a helmet. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, but you don't want to be near windows, all right? So no need to, go all out per se. If you want to do that, that's great, and I support you in that. But there's, no tornado warning right now. We do have a report of hail being reported in Navarre. Was there a size on that? No, that's okay. Hail at Navarre, and I believe it. I certainly believe it. Over the last few minutes, as we have had the nastiest part of this storm come through Navarre. I'll play this for you, and I want to be clear in saying that the darker red and the purple that you see on this reflectivity radar map, as you know it, that doesn't always correlate with hail. But in this case, it does. And so we're probably seeing some small hail coming into areas near Fort Walton, maybe dime size, maybe nickel size, coming into Niceville right now. And again, this is going to be a deal that quickly exits out of our local area. Let's go back over to LD2, please, sir. And I want to check on our velocity to see what we're looking at. Yeah, that's just a classic line of storms, no doubt about it. Could have upwards of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. The good news is I don't see any kinks in the line that would support an imminent tornado threat. And when I say the word kinks, what I mean is where you see little areas like this down here of reds and greens kind of coming together. If you look at it like a water hose, when it's kind of kinked up, that's what you look for in these situations where you have a line of storms pushing through. The good news is I don't see that. So this is clearly a damaging straight line wind threat. This has now come through Navarre. This is coming into Fort Walton Beach, right now. Ocean City, right. Eglin Air Force Base. You need to be inside. Eglin Village, same thing. Here's Eglin Village right here on the map. Niceville, Rocky Bayou, also Blue Water Bay. All those areas about to get pelted with very heavy rain and potentially upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts as this line of storms continues pushing through. Let's go to the northern end of the county. This has kind of developed a little bit more prominently over the last few minutes. I'll switch over to the velocity view, and yeah, right at Deerland and Dorcas, right there on County Road 2, where that comes into Highway 90, could have 70 mile per hour wind gusts. That's going to come into Mossy Head across the line in Walton County over the next few minutes. So for folks in Walton County, heads up. The weather is about to get rough, to say the least, with upwards of 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts. The Weather Service in Tallahassee calls this a considerable damage threat with 70 mile per hour wind gusts in Walton County. So again, watching this situation in Okaloosa County, I tell you, the Weather Service let the warning go at 11:15, and so we will see if they decide in the next few minutes to reissue the warning for Okaloosa. I suspect that they will, but I don't know that for sure. We'll know imminently. Regardless, though, warning or not, the weather is about to turn nasty in Niceville and Destin. Those are the last two communities in our local primary coverage area here for Red Zone weather that are going to be impacted by this main line of storms. And then we're done. We're done for the morning round anyway, as this will go into Walton County. And Landon, so far, it looks like the Weather Service is not going to reissue that warning for Okaloosa. Again, y'all know the drill. If I go silent, I'm actually getting a message in our NWS chat to the Weather Service just to see if they're going to issue another warning for Okaloosa. Sometimes when these things expire, they've got so much going on that it's tough to keep up. So yeah, let's work the line real quick. Here's Crestview, all clear. All clear in Crestview. Now again, nasty weather continues, but if you are in Crestview, the imminent damaging wind and tornado threat has come to a close. So again, Crestview, Baker, Milligan, Holt, all clear from the imminent threat. More storms possible later. Working down the line, Duke Field, Eglin Air Force Base, Niceville, Fort Walton Beach. Storms pushing in from the west. Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to let this ride. And so we'll hang with it for the next few minutes just to make sure that we don't get an active tornado warning. But yeah, this is good news from the National Weather Service in Mobile. For now, they're just going to let this ride. They think that the storm has weakened to the point that it may not be causing winds in excess of 58 miles an hour at the moment. The velocities on this certainly have come down, but there still, of course, is that pronounced line of storm. So we will see over the next few minutes what they decide to do. Again, for folks just now tuning in, 11:18 a.m., I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Landon Barentine. And we came on because of a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for parts of south central Alabama and northwest Florida. There was a tornado warning about 10:30. That is now long gone, and we're left with this advancing line of storms that is kicking out shortly of Okaloosa County. And so watching this situation in Okaloosa County very carefully. By the way, if you are in Gulf Breeze or, all right, there it is. They went ahead and reissued the warning. So new warning, this is going to be a new one for Okaloosa and Santa Rosa counties. You're hearing all the alarm bells go off. This is going to be until noon. I suspect that storms will be out of Okaloosa by then, but nonetheless, they're going to let the warning go until noon. And for folks in Niceville, just maintain your shelter. Be inside. Don't be out on the roadways. Same thing at Eglin Air Force Base. Same thing at Eglin Village, Fort Walton Beach. If you're in Fort Walton Beach, this is the worst of the weather all day. And so we could have more storms tonight, but in terms of intensity, this is the worst storm that you're going to see all day in the daytime hours in Mary Esther, Fort Walton, Ocean City, and also areas near Wright, Dorcas, and Deerland. So this is going to be a deal that lasts, I would say, probably about 20 or 25 more minutes in Okaloosa County before storms totally clear to the east and get into Walton County. I just got a message that's a bit concerning. Let me just emphasize, there is no tornado warning, all right? No tornado warning anywhere right now. There's a tornado watch that's just been posted for the Florida Panhandle region. That's in effect until 6 o'clock tonight, and it's because of this advancing line of storms and storms out ahead of the line down around Panama City that have developed. But to be clear, there is no tornado warning for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida or the Florida Panhandle. There are ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings, but there are no tornado warnings. I see that another outlet, I think, must have maybe incorrectly sent out an alert or something because my inbox is blowing up, but there's no tornado warning, all right? No tornado warning for any part of South Alabama or Northwest Florida. Probably what they mistaked that for, it's a new tornado watch. And Landon, I tell you what I'll do. Let me turn off the, or I tell you what, if you will, prepare to go over to LD1 and we'll show you the watch warning map. Yeah, if you'll take me to LD1. So here's the watch warning map. And again, just to set the scene for you, Walton, Holmes, Washington, Bay, Jackson, Calhoun, Gulf counties are now under a new tornado watch. This is the Florida Panhandle region, and this area is now under a tornado watch that is valid until 6 o'clock tonight. All the counties that you see here shaded in yellow, new tornado watch until 6 o'clock tonight. But the reason we are here is this. It's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go back over to LD2 that continues for the next few minutes for Okaloosa County, our friends in Okaloosa County. And we got a lot of friends in Okaloosa County that we're grateful for. And so thank you for watching. Everyone across the region, thanks so much for tuning in today. And if you're in Okaloosa County, the good news is we'll give you an all clear in Crestview, all right? Crestview, all clear. You are behind this line of storms. We'll go ahead and do the same for Campton and Auburn, Florida, not Auburn, Alabama, where Landon Barrentine's going to be in the fall. He is going to go be an Auburn Tiger, and we're going to miss him around here, but we are certainly grateful for his support, and he's going to go do great things as an Auburn Tiger. But this is Auburn, Florida, not Auburn, Alabama. And for Auburn, Florida, we'll give you an all clear. Same thing in Crestview. Let's give it a few more minutes in Duke Field. Nasty storms, the core of the storms are working their way through Niceville right now. Here's the city of Niceville, and Northwest Florida State College is on the north side of Niceville. And if you are at Northwest Florida State College, just know this is the worst of the weather. There could be small hail, obviously gusty winds happening outside right now, but the core concern is happening now. And so this could be a situation where you could have upwards of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. I think the Weather Service is calling this a considerable severe thunderstorm warning as opposed to a destructive one, which is good news. That's a technical term, but you see the word considerable right there where it says thunderstorm damage threat. What that means is we could have 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Niceville and Destin specifically, and in Deerland and Dorcas over the next few minutes. By the way, if you're in Navarre, southern Santa Rosa County, we can now give you an all clear. So all parts of Santa Rosa County, Florida, all clear. You are done with the imminent severe weather risk in Santa Rosa and Escambia counties in northwestern Florida. All parts of the county are now behind the advancing line of storms, and you get an all clear. There may be more in the way of storms late tonight maybe even later today. Multiple rounds today, so it's a very active weather day. But for now, in Escambia and Santa Rosa counties, all clear. So you know what that means. We're down to one county, and we're really only down to a small part of a county. Dearland, Dorcas, Duke Field, Niceville, Northwest Florida State College, Eglin Air Force Base, Fort Walton Beach, Destin. Those are the areas having the worst of the weather now, and those are the zones where we could see damaging straight line winds over the next few minutes. Heads up if you're in Walton County, Santa Rosa Beach, Miramar Beach, Freeport, Defuniak Springs, Mossy Head, Glendale, also areas near Bruce, Red Bay, and Ebro. Those areas are now involved in this active severe thunderstorm warning for the Florida Panhandle region in Walton County. So you're next in line to see this robust thunderstorm come out of Okaloosa County. I'll check the velocities to make sure that I don't see anything in the way of an imminent tornado threat, and I do not. And so that is wonderful news. We are down to the last little bit of Okaloosa County. Yes, you've got nasty storms right now in Niceville and Fort Walton Beach, but the core of this has really come on through there, and it is coming into Destin right now. Here's Destin, the city of Destin proper. If you're familiar with this area, you know that you've got the harbor right here on the eastern part of Destin. The executive airport is right here. You've got the Destin Commons. This is, of course, the Mid-Bay Bridge. You've got all the little eateries right there near Bass Pro Shop. Nasty weather moving into those areas. Same thing on the Walton County side in Miramar Beach. Miramar Beach, you are next in line to see this severe thunderstorm pushing in from the northwest. Again, good news is I don't see anything in the way of an imminent tornado risk as of 11:26 a.m. on this Monday, but I do see a risk of damaging straight line winds. We could have upwards of 70 mile per hour wind gusts coming in from the northwest. And if you hear me talking slower, I'm looking at several different screens. Landon, we do have damage. Let's see if we can show some of that on that iPad in just a minute. Thanks to everyone who sent in videos and damage reports. We certainly value and appreciate you for doing that. And let's show you a wide view across the region. I realize if you're watching elsewhere, you're kind of a bit disillusioned with all our coverage focusing on one zone, but the reason we have been here is, let's go over to LD1 quickly, this ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. It's been a destructive day in that we've had numerous trees down across the region, especially when the storms were back to the west. I have not heard of many reports of damage in northwest Florida just yet, but I suspect we'll get some more. Let's go back to LD2. And Destin is pretty much the only spot that is in the danger zone at this point. Destin, and behind the line, you get an all clear. So we're watching this with vehement intent, and I suspect in the next few minutes, we'll be able to give the entire region an all clear. So again, for folks that are just now tuning in, we've had a tornado warning earlier for parts of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. That is now long gone. And again, just watching this storm, we're going to wait for it to clear Destin. That's the action plan around here. And once it does, we'll be done. But we're going to hang out for the next few minutes for the folks in Destin and Niceville. Really, at Niceville, the worst of the weather has pushed to your east, and it's now really over Blue Water Bay. Rocky Bayou as well, right there, coming into Choctaw Beach on the Walton County side of things. But again, the good news is this is about to be out of our local area. Dearland and Dorcas, worst of the weather today, and it's about to be over in the next 5 to 10 minutes. All clear for Crestview. All clear for Navarre from the imminent damaging wind threat. Same thing at Mary Esther. Same thing at Fort Walton Beach. Give it, say, 2-3 more minutes. We'll be able to do that in Destin and Niceville as well. Have you seen anything over the last few moments? I have not. It's always a good thing when I don't see damage reports. Hopefully we'll be able to keep it that way. Again, thanks for everyone who has tuned in. I'll repeat what I said earlier. Normally we do not stay on the air for severe thunderstorm warnings, but the reason we have is these storms were producing quite a bit of damage to the west, and as they moved through our region, we know that these storms have toppled a few trees. There was damage earlier today in parts of Conecuh County, near Brooklyn, and also near Appleton and Escambia County, Alabama. Tell you what, let me show you the velocity. Good news for Dearland and Dorcas, all clear from the imminent threat. It has moved into Walton County. It's close, but all clear. And when I say it's close, you've still got very heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning in Dearland and Dorcas. But really the higher velocities are down here coming out of Niceville, crossing into Walton County and areas near Choctaw Beach. If you're in Destin, this is the worst of the weather all day. All right, this is about to move into Sandestin and areas near Miramar Beach over the next few minutes. And so what we're going to do, as of 11:30 a.m., it's time for us, now that we're about to be able to give an all clear for our entire local area, we're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone weather app. Again, the reason that we have been here is we've had a cluster of thunderstorms cross our region from northwest to southeast, and storms are beginning to exit out of Okaloosa County now. And so if you're in Destin and Niceville, yes, you've got horrible weather right now, but I can tell you that the leading edge of these thunderstorms has pushed into Walton County. Imminent threat of damaging straight-line winds to continue in Freeport, Sandestin, Miramar Beach, Santa Rosa Beach, Seaside, all the way back down ultimately into Bay County near Panama City in the next hour. And so, good news, some great news actually. As of 11:30 a.m., the imminent damaging wind and tornado threat across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida for areas west of Opp, Crestview, and Fort Walton Beach has come to a close. Again, nasty weather set to continue in Niceville, Fort Walton, and Destin over the next few minutes. But because the threat has ended for now, we're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app. Join me on Facebook Live later tonight if we have more warnings. I suspect that we might, potentially in the overnight hours. On behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson alongside Landon Barentine saying goodbye for now. Have a good Monday.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.